Good morning to all my friends. You know, visit with my friends. There are so many people I wish I could sit down. I don't hear myself at all right now, folks. I took my hearing aids out so that I would speak loud enough for you to hear me, and I hope it works. But because I don't, I might speak louder. All right, here we go. I sit with you because I would love to sit in reality with all the people who've been a part of my life. That's an impossibility. One, I'm too far away from most of them. And two, I don't know where there'd be a place big enough to hold us all. Sometimes I wish all the people who were babies with us, we could all get together and I could try to pick you out because you've changed. And I recognize that when I see someone from the past that was a child with us and see how they see as an adult, their features are different and their voice is different. But what's not different is how I feel about them. And that always ends up bringing tears to my eyes because every child that I held or talked to or listened to are still special in my life. Yeah. And I was thinking about how, when I relate to people and they maybe ask my opinion, or they're going through a rough time and they need a little emotional support, I recognize that what I say to them may not resonate the way they would really want it to. And I wrote a note to myself, and I do that when all of a sudden the words pour and you're not here for me to talk to. I write it down, and I want to read it to you just and then add on a little bit. You can't control how others receive your energy. Anything you say or do gets filtered through the lens of whatever personal stuff they're going through that moment, which is not about you. Just keep doing your thing with as much integrity and love possible. You think, you give a suggestion to someone or advice to someone, and then you can see in their eyes that that's not what they wanted to hear. So recognizing that where a person is in their own life is how they're going to be able to react or take as value what it is that you're trying to share. That's a relief in a sense when you know that you're not responsible for the outcome of whatever it is that you feel they might benefit from doing. Sort of like when I hear someone in pain, I might suggest, have you tried just meditating a little bit? Now, if they're not it hasn't been part of their lives on a daily basis, or if they feel very strongly that they can't shut their mind off, which I get that a lot, um, I understand. So I never pressure anyone to say, well, I can't help you then because you're not doing this. You're not taking, my suggestion because anything I say to you is simply my opinion. Take it or leave it. I'm not going to love you any less. You know? I tell you because it's something that I've done and it worked for me and it might work for you. That's the key right there. And sometimes we try something that we think is going to make us feel better and it doesn't it doesn't work as fast as we need it to or want it to, that doesn't mean that down the road there might be something else that happens and you try it then, and for whatever reason, it does work. You have some moments of peace, or you find a solution to something you didn't know it was there. You feel comforted in some way and proud. You should. When you solve a problem that's troubling you, you need to feel good about the fact that you found a solution that worked for you. That's important because sometimes we feel less than, and that should never be. Because underneath whatever it is you're going through, there's a lesson to learn. Just don't know what it is yet. And that's okay because learning is a process that hopefully we never stop. That as long as there's a breath left, I know I'm going to be searching for answers. And I'm going to trust that if whatever it is that I'm hearing doesn't fit in the moment, that it doesn't mean it's a lost lesson. It just means it might be the wrong time or the wrong problem. So that's part of our learning. Keep doing what you're doing. I say that to myself. If it's working, and if it's not, how do you find a solution so that your life has a center, that your daily activities and the things that you're doing are centering you rather than having you be distracted or disturbed in one area, or sad or depressed in another? How do you, that middle ground means that you can find moments of peace within yourself. So you can sit calmly and simply feel whatever it is you need to feel and not be overwhelmed. If I'm going too far in one direction, if I let my emotions become more important than reality, then I'm hurting myself. I'm going to suffer. Something we do anyway, right? But I can't blame anyone else when that happens. I have to look within my own actions or lack of actions as to where I am aggravating a situation. Where is my perspective on the problem that I'm going through? Now, life is filled with problems. And sometimes there are no solutions, or at least none that we can see clearly. So it can put us in a place that's not calm, that's not centered, and we have to find why this is not a good idea. I'm on a journey, and I've been on this journey for quite a while. My biggest part of my journey is the travel I make as I greet the people in my lives, hoping that I turn on a light for them, that they can feel the warmth when I smile at them, and that if they're feeling off center, that somehow I can guide them to being uh, more sure of themselves, more grateful, without any sense that I'm putting pressure on them or that I'm telling them they're doing the wrong thing, but simply to be there for them to say, ah, that's good. What you did, that was a good choice. And the validations, I talk about that a lot in the different videos. We need to validate ourselves that it isn't someone else's job to make us happy or to constantly remind us how attractive we are or how good we are at what we do. We like to hear that. We need to hear that. It's like taking a daily vitamin. You know, I have a tendency when I give food to people to say, "Did you like it? Would you like the recipe?" And I realize I don't need to do that. It doesn't stop me, I'm afraid, because I still want to hear that. So when I do that for people, when they give me something and I'm able to validate it was good, it's important for me to do. It's a gift I can give, and I hope to continue doing that. So I like my middle ground, and I don't like it when I find myself so frustrated over a situation that I'm lost. I'm in a crack in a fissure in the earth. And I have to tell you, usually, because I've tried to do something on the computer and haven't been able to do it. Or I get on the phone with someone and I don't know what they're saying. I don't understand what they want from me. And I can get incredibly off center, frustrated, angry, feeling I don't like it all. So I do my favorite, which is to pause and take a breath and use a slogan or two, like "This too shall pass." And is it something I have any control over? Using the serenity prayer? Is it something I can change? No, I don't know. Okay. So, how do I get the wisdom to bring me back to my center? Many ways. Sometimes it's the idea of I'll reach out to someone that I'm close to and I'll say, "You don't know what I just went through." And I dump. So I get off the pity pot and I recognize that my role is to find that center space again. And so if you ever find yourself there, reach out to me. I can help you maybe see what it is that's led you there or what's keeping you in an uncomfortable place and what can you do about it. My friend Mandy is always a great one to go to hear her, what she's doing, because she's not one to give me advice. I would listen if she did. But what she does is she tells me what it is she's doing that's working for her. So I have to recognize that when I see someone sound like they're telling someone what to do, if they're doing it in a way that says, I went through something like that, and this is what I did, and it helped, I need to pay attention. Everything that happens, as someone said it in response to my last video, everything happens for a reason. Now, it's not like I think someone's up there saying, now this is going to happen to you, or this is going to happen to you. It's just the way it is. My friend Janice calls that synchronicity. And very often it is something will happen and something will happen after. And you'll say, wow, look at that. That happened because or for me to see something I wasn't seeing. So when you have a coincidence happen, you think of somebody and you get a text or a phone call and you say, I was just thinking of you. How many times has that happened? Well, next time it does, remind yourself that that's exactly what was supposed to happen. You were given a guide, you were shown a picture, a direction, and there it was. There. Sometimes it's the stop sign on our road that we need to do and not expect anything to happen other than that you exist, that you're important, and you live in that moment, in that middle place without extremes. So I hope that helps you a little bit. Remind yourself to write little notes to self when you have an idea and there's no one else to share it with. Write it down so that you can pass it on when the moment seems, gee, I just had something happen and I want to share it with you. So that's good. We don't lose those special gifts that we're given. It's a lovely day. We're still having wonderful weather, and I look forward to this. So, thank you for coming and visiting me, and send me a few words. I love to hear from you. All right? I love you. Bye.